everyone, my name is Mich Polan, and I am the Drum Division Head for Visible Music College. I'm also on faculty as one of the instructors of modern music. More specifically, I help teach Theory Level 1 out of the Dallas campus. Today's video is going to be called Catch-Up Mode. No pun intended there. But when we are starting Theory Level 1, it can sometimes be very difficult to quickly identify what type of scale or mode we are hearing. And so my goal today is going to help quicken that ability through three different things. First, just deepening our concept of what is happening in the modes and scales that we should know up to this point. Two, relationally looking at them so that then three, we can get to our shortcuts for listening so that we can quickly identify which one we are hearing. Today I'm going to be in the key of A major. We're going to start with A Ionian, which is built off of scale degree 1, so an A major scale. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. It's just a major scale. So any Ionian mode, as we know, should be any normal major scale. So F sharp major scale. F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B natural, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp. Or for example, I could go to D major scale. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. So that was F sharp Ionian and D Ionian. Now we're going to look at the other 6 modes, and we're going to start looking at how they alter a major scale. So if I look at next A Dorian, which goes A, B, C natural, D, E, F sharp, G, A. You'll notice that from an A major scale, it lowers the 3rd from a C sharp to a C natural, and it lowers the 7th, which goes from a G sharp to a G natural. So a lowered 3rd and a lowered 7th is your Dorian mode. Moving on to A Phrygian, which goes A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A. You'll notice from an A major scale is now we have a lowered 2nd, a lowered 3rd, a lowered 6th, and a lowered 7th. So the B went down to a B flat, the C sharp went down to a C natural, the F sharp went down to an F natural, and the G sharp went down to a G natural. So your Phrygian mode is your lowered 2nd, lowered 3rd, lowered 6th, and lowered 7th. This can apply to any major scale that you alter that way. For example, if I take a B flat major scale and I want to play a B flat Phrygian scale, now I'm going to go B flat, C flat, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, and then B flat. So for the lowered 2nd, lowered 3rd, lowered 6th, and lowered 7th. Moving on to our Lydian mode. So back in the key of A major, an A Lydian scale would go A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And what you'll notice from an A major scale there is that the Lydian has a raised 4th. So that D went up to a D sharp. Now moving on to A Mixolydian. A Mixolydian goes A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G natural, A. And what you'll notice from an A major scale there is that A Mixolydian has the lowered 7th. Everything else is the same from the major scales, so just that G sharp dropped down to a G natural. Then going to A Aeolian, which is our natural minor scale, goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And from an A major scale, you'll see that lowers scale degrees 3, 6, and 7. Finally, we have A Locrian scale. A Locrian goes A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A. What we'll notice from that is that we now have for the Locrian mode a lowered 2nd, a lowered 3rd, a lowered 5th, a lowered 6th, and a lowered 7th. So these are important because when it goes to any major scale, those conditions are the same all across the board. So for example, remember A Lydian had the raised 4th with the D sharp. So if I went to G major scale, which is G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, and I just raised the fourth. So now G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G. That's our G Lydian scale. Now, there are a couple minor scales that we also need to be familiar with. I'm going to start with A harmonic minor. So A harmonic minor goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A. Well, you'll notice from an A major scale that with the A harmonic minor scale, you have a lowered third and a lowered sixth from the A major scale. Relationally, you can also see that from an A minor, which is just A to A, no sharps, no flats, that you have the raised seventh. So instead of A, B, C, D, E, F, G natural A, for A harmonic minor, you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp A. Then we have a melodic minor, which goes A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A on the way up. So from an A major scale, that's just a lowered third. Then with melodic minors, of course, on the way back down, it's just a natural minor scale, which would be A, G, F, E, D, C, E. So conceptually, that's what the modes and minor scales are. Remember, number 2, we were going to talk about the relationships between them. So there's 3 kind of categories that you can group these into: the major sounding ones, the minor sounding ones, and the flat 2 sounding ones. If we look at the major sounding ones, we have the Ionian or major scale. So A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, if we're doing an A major scale. Then you also have your A Lydian, which, remember, from a major scale only has the raised fourth. So A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And then Mixolydian, which is also closely related, which just has the lowered seventh from a major scale. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G natural, A. Next, you have your minor sounding scales and modes. So there's 4 of these. So, of course, we have Aeolian, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, or any Aeolian mode or natural minor scale. You have Dorian, which is closely related, which has the lowered third and lowered seventh. So A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G natural, A. Very closely related. And then you also have the harmonic minor and melodic minor scales. So the harmonic minor, which lowered the third and lowered the sixth from a major scale. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G sharp, A. And then for A melodic minor, which just lowered the third. A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Then you get to your modes that have the lowered second, which are your Phrygian and your Locrian. So remember, from A Phrygian, we had the A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A. Then for A Locrian, which is lowered 2, lowered 3, lowered 5, lowered 6, and lowered 7. So A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A. So by grouping them into kind of these 3 categories, you can help create little shortcuts for how to quickly identify what type of scale you are listening to. For example, if you hear a mostly major sounding scale at first, so 1, 2, 3. So at that point, you now can shortcut your choice down to either a major scale, a Lydian mode, or Mixolydian mode. Remember, for the Lydian, we would hear sharp 4. For the major scale, it would just be a major scale. And then for Mixolydian mode, you would get all the way up to scale degree number 7, and it would be lowered. Now, what if you hear a minor sounding scale? That's 4 different options, but that's 4 out of the 9 options. If you have just a lowered third, remember that's an A melodic minor. You have the natural minor, which is lowered thirds, 6th and 7th. You have the Harmonic Minor, which is the lowered third and lowered sixth. And then you have the Dorian, which is lowered third and lowered seventh. All of these have in common that it at least has a lowered third in it. Then you get to your flat twos, which are the Phrygian and Locrian. So as soon as you hear a scale that has a flat two, that can shortcut you to I'm either hearing the Phrygian or I'm hearing the Locrian mode. So within that, the shortcut is listen for scale degree 5. Because remember, in a Phrygian, you're going to have only the lower 2, 3, 6, and 7. Then when you get to a Locrian, now you would have A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, and A. So hopefully these can shortcut your ways to quickening your listening for scales and modes. Again, I'm Mich Polan, and this was Catch-Up Mode.